Welcome to a new episode of pb&j Auto Repair. Here's 10 things you should keep in your car.
The first thing we have is a tire puncture sealant. So this is one of those things that if you know your tire's going flat, you can sometimes get like soapy water sprayed on your tire and look for bubbles. Where the bubbles are is where there's air leaking from your tire. And a tire puncture sealant, there's sometimes like a little screwdriver head kind of thing with rubber type strings that you could basically puncture through your tire, and that'll seal up the hole, which then from there you'll be able to safely drive it to a mechanic to get your tire replaced.
One thing you should know about that is don't just keep your tire like that. That's only a temporary thing.
Another thing you should always keep is, this is a $10 bill.
It could go towards things like emergency gas if you need it to get home or something. It's just something to always, it's something nice to always have in your car.
And in general, you should always keep a little bit of cash on you.
Yeah.
As well, in case of
One
emergency.
thing about money though in your car is never keep large quantities of cash, especially $100 bills, because if your car gets broken into, then you're in trouble.
Then another thing is a lug wrench, which is especially important for taking off and putting back on tires, which you'll see used in another one of our videos. Then spare keys are really important because you might lose your key, and if you don't have a spare key you won't be able to start your car. And it goes the same with fobs. If you have a newer car model, you more than likely have a fob and not a key. For a fob, you might lose it, you need that second fob, or sometimes one of the fobs can die, so having that second fob is important in case one dies. Also in fobs, sometimes there's a little release to get a key out, and if say your car's locked and your fob's dead, you could use that key on the door, and that'll unlock your car and make it so you could get into your car. Some of them also have a key start in case the fob dies as well.
A lot of keys can like break or bend too.
Yeah.
And then something that you should always keep in your trunk is jumper cables, especially during the winter, because your car battery can die at any time, and without jumper cables it'll be pretty hard to jumpstart your battery. Along with that is a flashlight. So let's say your battery dies during the night and you're not able to see like the positive and negatives. You are going to need a flashlight to tell where stuff is safely, so that way you're not attaching anything or doing anything in the wrong spot of your car.
Or just about anything that at night, or if you need to get under your car, say you have a problem and you pull over and get under your car, just to identify your problem.
Tire gauge.
One of the little manual ones you stick in your tire.
It says at $100 a pop, but tire gauges are maybe $20.
Yeah.
You just put them into the hole that you would fill up your tire's air, and it'll tell you what air pressure or PSI is in your tire at that time. And sometimes on the newer models as well, with the electronic system, it might display on like the dash or by all your ratings, like miles per hour and fuel level. It might display your tire pressure too, but just in case, always keep a tire pressure gauge so that way you can see what your PSI is at and if you need to fill up your tires. Well, that says candy bars.
With this one, I grew up being told, like, if your car, like during the winter, if your car gets stuck or dies or something, and you're stuck in the side or on the highway or something, waiting for somebody to come get you, and you don't want to get out of your car, having candy bars and blankets and water is always important, because say you're waiting a while for somebody to get to you, it's just one of those things to keep you going.
You can keep candy bars. I would probably suggest something
Like more like granola bars.
either like a granola bar, or I keep like beef jerky in my car, something that has a little bit more protein, a little bit more nutritious than a candy bar.
I think with candy bar, this list probably chose candy bars because of the sugar in it helps you with your body. Your body needs sugar to. I'm not even gonna go into detail with that.
The last two are first aid kit and miscellaneous. I feel like these kind of go together because they're not things that directly go to your car usually. A first aid kit's always important because while working on a car, you could easily burn yourself or cut yourself or somehow injure yourself. And
For
first aid kit usually have, in cars, you'll also be able to find zip ties. You'll usually have zip ties, thermal blankets, sometimes roadside flares. A lot of them, depending on the kit, also have jumper cables included, and the basics like some antibiotic ointments, band-aids, stuff like that. And miscellaneous, I think I would also include those with like fluids to keep in your car. So like always have oil probably in your trunk and coolant in your trunk, because those are the two things that really keep your car running. Because without oil, you're going to be very choppy, and without coolant, your car can overheat, and then you'll be stranded on the side of the road.
Yeah, or power steering just in case sometimes.
Anything else?
I don't think so.
That is our episode of pb&j's Auto Repair. Peace.